Alright, so cool. Today we are here with the tier list. You click the video, you know what it is. We gotta do a tier list because the new tag unit has dropped. The blue/green element switch tag unit. Bardock and Goku. Goku and Bardock. But it's Bardock and Goku. Or is it Goku and Bardock? It's Goku and Bardock. You want to know who's top 10? We're going to be doing 2 tier lists in this video. We got one where it's a top 10 list and we got a specified dedicated tier list. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. Not going to hold you guys up. Let's get into the video. We got to shout out the boy DNGEE, DNGEE on Twitter because he's the one that's making this tier list. You can see the link is in his bio if you want to make your own tier list. Definitely go ahead and follow him. He's very close to 3,000 followers. It's very important that you do because every person in the community is doing a tier list off of his tier list. So go ahead and follow him. But yeah, let's actually get into the tier list now. Right, so cool. We got the units here that I'm gonna drag up. So these units are the ones that are in the discussion. If your unit is not here, you have to cope harder because these units are not making it. Assuming I didn't miss anybody. Well, cool. We're gonna start dragging up people from this pile, and obviously the new Goku and Bardock unit is here. They are the newest unit in the game, and they're the reason we're doing this tier list. So my number 1 unit in the game, you're probably wondering who that is, and I'm gonna easily drag up the guy you're expecting. And I said the guy because there's not 2 of them. There's only one. Beast Gohan. Red Beast Gohan. I don't know how they keep doing it, bruh. They went 1 for 1 with the blue beast. Now they're going 2 for 2 with the red beast. It's insane. Now this unit here, I'm gonna explain in comparison to the next 3 that are gonna pop up, right? But this unit here does insane damage. His blue card brings vanish recovery. Pre and post, the vanish removal is insane. His gauge is insane. He can lock your rise and rush last stand. There's a lot of good things that come with him, right? He has decently long combos. I'm not gonna say as long as some other people in the game, but naturally, if your combo's long enough and you're doing insane damage, the unit's gonna be up there. He has insane teams as well. Top team in the game, top 2 team in the game, top 3 team in the game. Sun Family and Movies, I would say, are his most frequented team, but you could also use him on Hybrid Saiyans, which is also a very good team. He just has everything as a package. He has the kit, he has a transformation, he's got insane vanish, he does insane damage, and he's got the teams. So everything that you need in a unit to be top 1, he is that guy. He can bring you back from a 3v1 deficit into a quick W, and I'm talking with 3 blue cards just like that. You don't even have to calculate anything. The vanish is going to come back just like that. So everything he does is just immaculate. It's what you need in a unit. That's why he's number 1. I don't feel that there should be a large debate, but I know some people have their complaints about it, but I feel like it's very reasonable to have Ultimate Gohan / Beast Gohan at number 1. Now, I'm gonna drag up 2, 3, and 4, and I'm gonna drag them up together so that I can explain why they're 2, 3, and 4. So we got 2, we got 3, and we got 4. Now, I'm going to explain why these 3 units, really and truly 6 characters, are in this order, 2, 3, and 4. I've looked at the characters in the game, the way the meta is, the way people are playing PvP, and almost every other team that's not with Beast Gohan, unless you're using Sun Family, is using one of these 3 units. For 1, they're Sun Family, and for 2, these 2 are Universe Rep, right? Good teams in the game, top 2 teams in the game. The only reason Bardock and Goku are 4th, if they had much better teams, like even if you sprinkle maybe Super Saiyan, they might have even better teams, but they don't. Simple fact that they're 4th is because these 2 have way better teams. Now, I would also say that these 2 provide longer combos, and specifically Go Frieza, they have way more disrupt on their team, but this unit is actually good. It's not to be slept on. The simple fact that their teams are worse, but I will also say the equipments also shaft them as well, and it's just not necessary to summon for them, which is why they're going to be lower as well. These 3 tag units, they just work very well. You do long combos with all of them. Go Frieza can get the vanish back. This unit has vanish back, cover null, explosive green, there's grab green, the card locking. These 3 all have the capability to just run you over the road for a long amount of time without you being able to do anything back. This unit, Goku and Bardock, they have the indestructible. This unit has the rush lock, the rush counter, sorry, but this unit has none of that, but they have the longest combos out of these 2, most oppressive damage at the current moment. They can easily extend their combo in the safest way, so they spawn through green cards, whereas these guys relying on draw speed besides from Frieza, but that's why they're 2nd. And then this unit here would really just have to draw cards, which is why they're also weak in terms of combo potential. But all 3 of them could be built on the same team and just swap out for each other. Like, let's say it's a football match, right? We're using Evil Ken first, these 2 are on the bench. Alright, Evil Ken wants to sub out. Go Frieza would still fulfill that exact same role as well. Then if you wanted to do the same thing, sub out for this unit, Goku and Bardock could fulfill that exact same role as well. So that's why I've got these 3 units like that. But it's not the simple fact that these 3 are just on their own better than maybe one person I'm gonna put next, but I just feel like they fulfilled a similar role on the team. They can extend your combo and they all do the same thing. If you want to downplay one or the other just because the other one on top is valuable, that's cool, but I thought it's more so preference that would make you decide, all right, cool, I want to use Evoken, or I want to use Go Freezer, or I want to use Goku and Bardock. It's really your preference. If you're asking me just off playstyle, I'm not saying they're better, so hear me out very clearly. I just simply like the explosive green on Goku and Bardock. That alone is just like for me, because I can just get a crappy vanish and green card. It's super cheesy, I know, but all the Cell users, let's not forget about Cell. All the Cell users and the Jiren users, they just do a crappy vanish card and they use an explosive green, and that will get them ahead of you so many times. But Evoken, if they get their combo started, it's probably harder to start a combo with Evoken, but when you get their combo started, they're gonna stay ahead of you. So you know, it's really tough. It's really what you want to favor. That's why I'm saying it's a preference thing, and I feel like I want to very much emphasize that. But I'm also not especially saying that this unit Goku and Bardock is better than Go Freezer and Evoken, but I will say they can fulfill the exact same role in the exact same manner. Let's get to number 5. Now, number 5, we've got Janemba, and Janemba is extremely good, but I feel like his weakest department is simply the fact that he only has one good team really, and that's going to be movies. Regen's not a bad team. I'm not trying to diss Regen, because you can do numbers with Regen, but it's also not a meta relevant team. Some people do run it, but how often are you going to consistently run into Regen? But Janemba on his own is super good. It's super good. I did make a video so people might point out the fact that I might be biased about how I said he's overrated, and I still do think that, simply because the ultimate here, right, his gauge, once you pop it the first time, he doesn't get another ultimate. He only has the main ability, so he's pretty much just a regular unit, you know, outside of the fact that his gauge can refill, but he does do a lot of oppressive stuff which keeps him in the top 5. He has a lot in his kit that makes him top 5. His ramp up, his build up is insane. He can do long combos as well. He does have that second ultimate, so just having that is super insurance. So don't sleep on him. You can't even rush him pretty easily as well. He's gonna lower the sub counts as well. So yeah, like I don't really need to go into Janemba right after these units. I feel like on his own he can speak. Even if he didn't have any teams, I think he could very much speak for himself, because he can put you against the wall and he's gonna destroy you, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Even without that first ultimate on the gauge pop, he's still self-sufficient. That's why he's solid. That's why I've got him at number 5. Now number 6, we're gonna bring in the universe rep, guys. So 17's coming up. 17 is literally the orchestrator of universe rep, but I feel like him on his own is not that great in comparison to these units doing so much damage and combos in the meta right now. 17 can hold your team together and keep your team alive. He also comes himself with endurance, and of course he's going to cancel a lot of buffs and things like that. The endurance can't be nullified and whatnot, but he is able to keep the team together, and that shouldn't be ignored. Fair enough, him on his own could be a liability because he's not doing insane damage, but the damage he does isn't bad. But the role he fulfills on universe rep is still good enough to keep him in the top 6. People may want to deny it, but if you look at universe rep, these two are always thriving, and it's not because of anybody else but 17. So I think we should still give him his flowers. He's gonna probably age the best in the game. If there's another 17 that comes out, bro, they will receive the same praise, man. The same praise. So just because these two are so high up, I think 17 should still be respected, even if you think that, oh, maybe he's fallen off. But there isn't really a reason to bring him super down, because the role he fulfills hasn't changed on the team. Himself, maybe you just want to value more people, but him himself, I think is very fine at number 6. Now, number 7, I'm going to put up Jiren, again, just along with the universe rep. I remember when I made the last tier list, people weren't respecting Jiren, but I'm pretty sure everybody's given their flowers. In my opinion, the best team in the game, Jiren, 17, and Evoken, is such a solid team that can do some insane damage. But everyone's seen the power that Jiren brings to the team. I already spoke about explosive greens earlier. It's just super important. If you rush him, he becomes great. He also gets endurance on the rush, which is good. So just keeping you alive, on top of the fact that 17 is most likely going to be used with him, the team is just going to stay alive for a long amount of time. It's not something that you can clearly get over. He's also just brick wall Hall of Fame. We all know that. You're not breaking him down easily. So I'm glad that everybody's respecting Jiren now, because I did receive a lot of slack last week for putting him at like number 8 or 9, but Jiren has been cooking it. It was my best invest as of recently. Jiren has been killing the scene. So shout out Jiren, man. W invest I made last update. He's super good, man. Do not disrespect my boy right there. He's solid, man. He's solid, man. Right, so we have 3 more places left. I'm gonna go... Oh, yeah. We're gonna go Pycon and Gogeta. We're gonna go Pycon and Gogeta number 8. I feel like Pycon and Gogeta fulfill a similar role to Jiren without the explosive green. They're probably the best revival unit in the game. They've received a lot of flowers, but I'm only putting them number 8 over anybody else because they can run on multiple teams. So if you're using Fusion Warriors, right? Fusion Warriors is a very stuck team. There's only 3 units you can use and you can't add any variations to it. But nonetheless, the team is very good with Ultra Vegeta Blue, Ultra Gogeta Blue. But on movies, there's a lot more variation. So we've already got Janemba on the list and we've got Beast Gohan at number 1. Only naturally, Pycon and Gogeta pairs with them. So of course, if you're running them 3, you're going to work very, very well. And that's only the 3 that I've mentioned from movies. You've got Orange Piccolo. I've seen some people run double green. The Gammas cook. Ultra Gogeta Blue crosses over as well. You can see even Gotenks is on that team on the Beast Gohan banner. There's a lot of consistency that Pycon and Gogeta brings on the teams that he crosses over. He can very much do oppressive things, but if you build him defensive, he's not going to get broken down easily at all. So I feel like naturally he can also fit right next to Jiren. 7, 8 is very good for both of them. Now number 9, I think just because of his oppressive nature, I'm gonna put up UVB. I don't think UVB has gotten worse. I just think everybody in the game has gotten better, and that's only natural. As time progresses, UVB is not gonna keep up the standard. His element puts him down. They drop like 10 blue units to bring him down. He still can be used, but I'm not gonna act like he's a top 1 unit in the game. People often like to put him very high, like just for sake, because how he works in the game is very autopilot. It's very, you just press buttons and go. It's the most brain dead thing to play the game, to use UVB. It's just so easy to operate with him. Every time you just fill the gauge, cover no, switch in, cover no, rise and rush, endurance nullification. It's just so many good things that come with him, but I feel like it's just a team thing with everybody else getting better that brings him down, not specifically the fact that he's worse. If you want to run him today, I'm sure you will get amazing results because he's UVB. He's the 5th anniversary Ultra. They don't go weak on celebration Ultras, but we really have to accept that time goes on and he's not going to be at the top of the game forever, which is why I've got him at number 9. But he still makes the top 10 list, which is crazy in my opinion, considering how many blues that they drop, and everybody's saying, oh, UVB is dead every other update that a blue drop, but he's still able to keep up, so that's insane. 1v3 king. I'm just giving my flowers because I glazed, but I'm being realistic here. So yeah, that's number 9. And number 10. Number 10 is a harsh one, you know. There's a lot of people that I would like to consider. There's some people that are being used a lot. There's some people that are not being used a lot. And I feel like the honorable mentions is going to be harsh. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be, I'm not going to be happy about this 10th placement no matter who I use, you know. People could mention Cell. People could mention the Gammas. People might mention Golden Frieza. People might put Orange Piccolo. People could put the Kid Goku up. You see, the number 10 spot, I don't think it holds that much value to me. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. I want to also just mention something before I finish the number 10 spot. Vegeta and Bardock, right? Where are they? Where is he? Where is he? I'm not investing in these 2 units like I did Jiren. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm a Bardock investor. I am an 8 Vegeta investor. But in the same way, people disrespected Jiren on the drop, and I invested because I knew that when a team comes out and he's gonna be tanky as hell with 17, he would be good. These guys could offer the same thing. So look, let me just make the comparison here. I'm not gonna say these guys are top 10, but I just wanna explain something for the video. These 2 both have explosive greens and endurance. These 3 all have endurance too. I think that is a big part to any team they're being run with, just naturally. But again, we have to look at it. Do people really want to run them? Are people going to choose them over the options we have in the game? I don't know about that, which is what's really going to be the deciding factor. But I'm going to not just take the risk like I did with Jiren. I feel like Jiren was very clear cut because of how Universe Rep is so formed cleanly together. Like, why is everything Universe Rep does so clean? They just drop a unit and it's top 5, bruh. So I'm not gonna invest in them, so they're not gonna make the 10th spot. But I will say, keep your eye open for when everybody gets them Zenkai 7. Do not ignore the LF Zenkais, because when the JPs just start flooding the scene with the same team, when the random top five players start using one specific team, then everyone bandwagons and says, oh my god, Bardock is top 5. You're gonna switch up. You're gonna switch up every time. Future Gohan was the first to do it. You're gonna switch up. So I'm just putting it out there that it's very possible people judge LF Zenkai's too early. The one thing I would say, an LF Zenkai showcase on day one is the most fraud thing in the Legends community. Don't listen to the LF Zenkai showcases. Just wait until the meta like forms its shape. Because the LF Zenkai showcases will lie. They will lie every day. They will lie. But yeah, cool. I'm just gonna leave them down here though. I'm gonna leave them down there. I think just for sake, right, I really have to consider what teams are up here. So in my opinion, the Goku here, you don't really need him. There's already too many other purples, and if we look at what teams he represents, he's not gonna make the 10th spot. So I'm gonna do it by process of elimination. Let's take him out. We're gonna look at these other options here. I think out of these four, the Gammas are the weakest. Androids is pretty much not cooking as much as it might have seemed. It's not a bad team, but other teams are just better. Also on the fact that he's blast based, where movies is more strike orientated. So the Gammas, you're also getting kicked out by process of elimination. Now this yellow on Universe Rep, I'm only moving them down simply because the rest of Universe Rep just doesn't need you. 17 Jiren, Evo Ken, and Go Frieza. If you're running this guy, you're just broke on options, bruh. Just say you didn't have Go Frieza high stars and you got scammed on Evo Ken. It's okay. So moving him down. So now we're left with these two here. And the one that I'm gonna keep up, it might be a tough one, but let's really process this. Piccolo, you can use him in a substitute for Pycon and Gogeta, right? Cell, you can use them on Regen, you can use them on Future, you can use them on Androids. Piccolo is tough, but am I really gonna guess him up to 10th space? I've seen him a lot. His endurance factor, revival factor, people mess with it. But Cell, he's tanky as hell. The combos are just better. He's doing more damage. But do you know what the selling point between these two is gonna be for me? The safety. The safety. And I think the safety of what's gonna win you the game is Cell. I have to put Cell up there. I have to today. Now, the reason why I'm picking Cell, you might think safety, well, revival is just better. You're right, the revival is good if he actually did insane damage as well. Pycon and Gogeta is an example of damage and safety. Cell has safety, maybe less than the revival, but the explosive green and the death AoE and you know the effects that kick in are way better than Piccolo's revival and crappy gauge. I have to be honest. The explosive green wins it today. The combo potential wins it today. Even the team options win it today. Cell, you made it into my top 10 today. Now, I gotta just slide a few honorable mentions for the sake of it, right? I'm gonna start dragging people down one by one. This honorable mentions is not in order, but I feel like if you use them, you can still get similar results, right? GT guys, I'll see you if UG4 comes out. Zamasu, Sword of Hope Trunks better than you and Futures decline. Rev Sign, nobody used you, they just gassed you up because Universe Rep just needed something to talk about. Super Gogeta, you had your fun on your Zenkai, but you're just a 1%. You're maybe even free. Full Crew, I love you, but really and truly, the only guys that use you are the guys that have you 14 stars. 8 Vegeta, I'm leaving you there. Bardock, I'm leaving you there. Goku, I'm leaving you there. Gammas, I'm leaving you there. Golden Frieza, I'm leaving you there. Orange Piccolo, I'm leaving you there. Kid Buu, Regen, just not cooking. Pan, I think people have attachment issues to Pan. Pan is like everybody's favorite child, like, you know, you have siblings in the game, but Pan is everybody's favorite. But I don't think Pan is that much needed. It's just really attachment to the past. You can use her, she is good, but to make it honorable mention, that's insane to me. Yellow Jiren, just the same reasons as Golden Frieza, to be honest. They're just clinging on to you because they needed something. Captain Ginyu, combo potential, but you're not making a top 10, not today. Blue Beast, begging it, clinging to the past. This Gohan, people call him underrated, but he's still not making a top 10. Gotenks, maybe if you got your fusion correct, you'd make the top 10. I think these guys are fine. So we have our top 10 here. Beast at number 1, Evo Ken number 2, Go Frieza number 3, Bardock number 4. These three in basically the same caliber of unit. Janemba number 5, 17 number 6, Jiren number 7. And if you really wanted to, if you want to value Jiren that much, you could make these two interchangeable. Pycon Gogeta number 8, UVB number 9, and we've got Cell at number 10. With these honorable mentions not in order. I should probably write that so nobody screams at me. Nice, man. Nice, man. Right, just for sake, right, I'm not gonna move much on this tier list. This is what we had last time that we made the tier list. This is a very dedicated tier list. I'll put it on the screen so you guys know what everything means. Like, these are support and disrupt units. You can see why they're here. You can imagine why they're there. Their main job isn't damage, right? And then this is just a weaker tier of attack, but god tier are really units that can 1v3. Bardock and Goku can fit in the 1v3 category just because of their indestructible. They also have a lot of gauge switching, but it's dangerous with them because they don't have vanish recovery. So I'm considering putting them in the attack Z because their vanish recovery isn't accessible. They don't have something that's just gonna bring them. So even though I have them in the same tier, I think the vanish recovery is what shafts them. So I can't put them in the god tier section. I just can't. I would really want to offensively, but on, like, besides from the indestructible, you only get one chance if you get one comboed. So I can't respect them in the same god tier fragment. Everybody here has some stupid vanish recovery, but I can't do it for these guys. But I'd say that at the top of attack Z. Outside of that, I don't think I need to go into detail with anything here, but I'm gonna consult with the chat and we're gonna see if there's anybody that you want to change order, and I'll give you the list instead of going one by one. Then I'll just explain what everything is nice and cleanly. Right, so me and the chat, we had a bit of a debate with a lot of characters and we had to move up a couple people. So I'm gonna start on the god tier. The god tiers are just guys that can 1v3 pretty much. They can go on any team and they're gonna win you the game. God tier, it shouldn't need to be explained. This is calm, it's done. We got the support and disrupt. These are the biggest supporters and disruptors on the team. So most of these units, all of them actually, will always be paired with one of the god tier units. One or two of these will always be paired with the god tier units. 17, these two here. Jiren, these two here. Pycon, these three here. Cell, you can run them with Janemba and powerful opponent. Or UVB as well, I forgot his feature. Orange Piccolo, Janemba, this guy here. You get the point. The support and disrupt units, they're units that help you out on your team a lot to either stop the enemy attacking you at such a large rate, or they're really just bringing your team to higher levels. Attack here, these are just like attackers like god tier units, but they can't win it on their own. Like just an easy 3v1. It's not going to be easy. Most of these guys can in certain scenarios, but they've pretty much just been outdated. So like Bardock and Goku is probably the biggest one people won't like, but the reason he's down here is because he has no vanish recovery. UGB is just outdated but can still do a lot of damage after like 60 time accounts. Gamma's same thing, they're pretty good with vanish recovery, but the damage is just low, and the same thing with the rest of these guys with the damage being low. Bardock is here on a 7-day trial. He might not even be in the attack Z next week. He might be down here. So yeah, the Ultra Instinct users next. They're just users that have Ultra Instinct naturally, and it's in the correct order. So Zenkai 7 UI Sign is the best Ultra Instinct user in the game. Rev Sign Revival layer is good, but it's not better than anything UI Sign can do, but he does have Ultra Instinct Post, and then MUI is just the worst one. I doubled up the bench section so that everybody can, like, you can see more. I think these bench are very important because especially for new players, having these guys to support things up here is very useful to see. Support and disrupt here over here, these are just weaker versions of the support and disrupt here, but they can still be useful if you want to use them. And then the attack Z over here is just weaker version. Attack S, attackers, tag 4s got relegated unfortunately, Kid Buu got relegated unfortunately, Rose got relegated unfortunately, but these down here are not in order, so they're just there to really help you out if you want some extra options. These down here just weren't making the cut, they're just not good enough in the current meta. So yeah, that's pretty much the tier list. That's what we got, man. Let me know what you think. But yeah, man, that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys thought about both tier lists, the top 10 list and the dedicated tier list. I think this was one of the best tier lists we've done, and it's pretty much going to be like the second last one in the year. Yeah, so that's kind of dope. Press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 100,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys showing love and support on the channel. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.